Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're talking about LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is ostensibly a place for professionals to connect, network, and maybe, just maybe, find a new job that doesn't make them want to hurl themselves into oncoming traffic. However, much like your uncle's Facebook feed after a six-pack of beer, LinkedIn has become a breeding ground for scams. And we're not talking about your standard, Nigerian prince needs your bank details kind of scam. No. These scams are often sophisticated, preying on the hopes and dreams of unsuspecting job seekers and professionals. So, if you're a LinkedIn user, buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the murky depths of LinkedIn scams and how to avoid them. Think of it as a public service announcement, but instead of a catchy jingle, you get my dulcet tones and a healthy dose of cynicism. Let's get started. Let's be honest. The job market can feel like a never-ending game of Hunger Games. But instead of fighting to the death, you're battling for the attention of recruiters with overly polished resumes and desperate pleas for LinkedIn endorsements. So, when a job offer lands in your lap seemingly out of the blue with a salary that could make even Jeff Bezos blush, it's tempting to throw caution to the wind and hit apply faster than you can say severance package. But hold on, my eager beaver. That seemingly dream job offer could be a scam, designed to steal your personal information, your money, or both. And trust me, nothing ruins the thrill of a new job like having your identity stolen. It's like finding out your dream apartment is actually built over a toxic waste dump. Sure, the rent's cheap, but at what cost? So how can you tell if that amazing opportunity is actually a one-way ticket to Scam Town? Let's delve deeper, shall we? First and foremost, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, let's be realistic, are you really going to get a six-figure salary for working from home 2 hours a day? Secondly, pay close attention to the job description and company profile. Are they riddled with grammatical errors and typos? Does the company website look like it was designed by a 5-year-old on Microsoft Paint? If so, proceed with caution, my friend. Legitimate companies, even those with questionable taste in web design, generally take pride in presenting a professional image. Also, be wary of unsolicited job offers, especially from recruiters who seem overly eager to get you on board without a proper interview process. Remember, in the job market, as in life, if someone is trying to rush you into something, it's usually because they have something to hide. So you've spotted a job posting that's setting off your internal scam alarm. What do? First, don't panic. Second, don't under any circumstances give out your social security number, bank details, or any other sensitive information. Think of your personal information like you would a prized pet. You wouldn't just hand it over to a stranger on the street, would you? Instead, do your research. Check out the company on LinkedIn and other job boards. Look for reviews from current and former employees. If something seems off, trust your gut. Remember, when it comes to job hunting, it's better to be safe than sorry. After all, finding a new job is stressful enough without the added bonus of identity theft. Now let's talk about phishing messages because let's face it, nothing says professional networking like a poorly disguised attempt to steal your login credentials. Phishing messages are like those annoying telemarketers who call during dinner. They're persistent, they're unwanted, and they often come with a healthy dose of social engineering designed to trick you into doing something you'll regret. On LinkedIn, these messages can take many forms. You might receive a message from a supposed recruiter offering you an amazing job opportunity, a long-lost colleague inviting you to connect, or even a notification about a suspicious activity on your account. The goal is always the same, to get you to click on a malicious link or provide sensitive information. So how can you tell if that message you just received is legitimate or a phishing attempt? First, look at the sender's profile. Does it seem legitimate? Do they have a complete profile with a professional photo, work history, and connections? Or does it look like it was created 5 minutes ago by someone who just discovered the internet? Next, pay close attention to the message itself. Are there any grammatical errors or typos? Is the tone of the message consistent with how professionals communicate? And most importantly, does the message contain any suspicious links or attachments? If you see a link that looks even remotely dodgy, don't click on it. It's like that old saying goes, Don't click on strange links, no matter how curious you are about that dancing hamster. If you receive a message that you suspect might be a phishing attempt, the best course of action is to simply ignore it. Don't click on any links, don't open any attachments, and definitely don't reply to the sender. You can also report the message to LinkedIn. They may be slow to respond, but hey, at least you tried. And if you're ever in doubt about the legitimacy of a message or connection request, remember the golden rule. It's better to be safe than sorry. After all, you wouldn't want to be the person who fell for a phishing scam and became the laughingstock of their LinkedIn network. That's the kind of reputation that follows you around worse than that embarrassing photo from your college years. Alright, let's talk about fake profiles on LinkedIn, which, let's be honest, are about as surprising as finding a politician who's never told a lie. It's LinkedIn, people. The whole point is to present a polished, professional version of yourself, which, to be fair, is inherently a little fake. But we're not here to talk about your slightly embellished resume, we're here to talk about the outright fabrications. These are the profiles that make you wonder if someone just learned the word synergy and decided to create an entire online persona around it. They're the ones with stock photos so generic they could be anyone from your dentist to the guy who sells you hot dogs at the ballpark. And their job titles? Oh, they're always vague and impressive sounding, like Chief Visionary Officer or Dynamic Solutions Architect. Don't get me wrong, those titles sound amazing, but they also sound about as real as a unicorn giving a TED Talk on time management. And these fake profiles aren't just harmless fun, like your aunt who insists on liking every single one of your Facebook posts, even the ones where you're complaining about your aunt who insists on liking every single one of your Facebook posts. They're often up to no good, lurking in the shadows of your LinkedIn feed, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting users with their phishing schemes, spam, and other nefarious digital shenanigans. So, how do you spot these digital doppelgangers before they slide into your DMs with a business opportunity that smells fishier than a penguin enclosure at the zoo? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the wonderful world of LinkedIn profile verification. And trust me, it's about as exciting as it sounds. First things first, let's play a little game I like to call Spot the Fake Profile. It's like, where's Waldo, but instead of a striped shirt, you're looking for glaring inconsistencies and a general lack of authenticity. For example, does the profile picture look a little perfect? Like, did they hire Annie Leibovitz for their LinkedIn headshot, or is it just another stock photo casualty? Next up, check out their work history. Is it filled with impressive-sounding jobs at companies that you've never heard of? Or maybe they've jumped from one industry to another faster than a politician changes their stance on a hot-button issue. If their career trajectory looks more like a game of LinkedIn roulette than a carefully curated path, that's a major red flag. And while we're on the topic of career paths, let's talk about recommendations. See, real people with real jobs usually have real recommendations from colleagues, clients, or at the very least, their mom. But fake profiles? They're often as barren as a desert when it comes to endorsements. It's almost like they materialized out of thin air, fully formed, with nothing but a LinkedIn learning course on how to sound important under their belt. Speaking of which, keep an eye out for those suspicious skills endorsements. If someone has 99+ endorsements for Microsoft Word, it's either a sign that they're a master of Comic Sans, or, more likely, that they've been busy endorsing themselves from various fake accounts. And trust me, nobody is that good at Microsoft Word. It's practically designed to make you look bad. How do you avoid falling prey to digital charlatans? Even the most tech-savvy can fall for scams. Remember, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Be wary of unsolicited connection requests. If a profile looks suspicious, hit ignore. Don't engage with fake profiles. Report them and move on. Better safe than sorry. Alright folks, imagine this. You're scrolling through LinkedIn, innocently updating your resume to say you're fluent in sarcasm and proficient in crisis naps, when suddenly, bam, a message appears. It's from someone you've never met, and they're offering you a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity. This is the LinkedIn equivalent of finding a $20 bill stuck to the bottom of your shoe, except instead of being pleasantly surprised, you should be immediately suspicious. Because let's be honest, When was the last time someone offered you a fantastic financial opportunity out of the goodness of their heart? These unsolicited offers often promise sky-high returns with minimal risk, which, let's face it, is the financial equivalent of promising you a unicorn that also poops ice cream. It's tempting, sure, but it's probably a load of, shall we say, fertilizer. Now, I'm not saying every unsolicited investment opportunity on LinkedIn is a scam. I'm just saying that approaching them with the skepticism of a cat judging your outfit choice is probably a good idea. Before you even think about handing over your hard-earned cash, or Bitcoin or whatever the kids are using these days, do your due diligence. And by that, I don't mean Googling as insert company name a scam, while simultaneously entering your credit card information on their website. Research the company, scrutinize their claims, and look for red flags like unrealistic promises, pressure to invest quickly, and vague or non-existent information about the people involved. If something feels off, it probably is. Trust your gut, people. It's seen you through some questionable late-night food decisions. It can handle this too. Look, I get it. We all dream of striking it rich, of finally being able to afford both avocado toast and rent. But pinning your financial hopes on a random LinkedIn message is like playing the lottery with your life savings. The odds are not in your favor. Remember, if an investment opportunity sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And if someone is pressuring you to invest before you've had time to do your research, that's a huge red flag. Don't let the fear of missing out cloud your judgment. There are plenty of legitimate investment opportunities out there. Take your time, do your research, and remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. And potentially broke. Okay, so we've talked about the dangers lurking in the shadowy corners of LinkedIn, but how do you protect yourself from these digital ne'er-do-wells? Well, buckle up, because it's time for everyone's favorite topic, account security. First things first, let's talk about passwords. I know, remembering a different complex password for every website is about as fun as a root canal. But using the same password for everything is like using the same key for your house, your car, and your secret stash of embarrassing childhood photos. Don't do it. Use a strong, unique password for your LinkedIn account, and for the love of all that is holy, enable two-factor authentication. Think of it as the digital equivalent of having a guard dog for your data. Sure, it might be a little inconvenient at times, but it's better than the alternative of someone stealing your identity and using it to buy those weird protein bars you're always getting ads for. Next up, let's delve into the magical land of privacy settings. Now, I know what you're thinking, John. Privacy settings are about as interesting as watching paint dry, and you know what? You're not wrong, but they're important, so listen up. LinkedIn's privacy settings allow you to control who can see your information, who can contact you, and what information is shared when you connect with others. Take some time to review these settings and customize them to your liking. It's your profile. You get to decide who gets to see your digital self. Think of it like this. Would you walk around with your social security number tattooed on your forehead? No? Then maybe don't share every single detail of your professional life with the entire internet. Finally, the most important tip of all, stay vigilant. The internet is a constantly evolving landscape, and new scams and phishing techniques are popping up all the time. So, what's the best defense? Being informed and aware. Be wary of suspicious messages, links, and connection requests. If something seems off, trust your gut and err on the side of caution. Don't be afraid to report suspicious activity to LinkedIn. They might not always be the most responsive, but hey, at least you tried. Remember, staying safe on LinkedIn is a team effort. By being aware of the risks, taking steps to protect ourselves, and looking out for one another, we can create a safer and more secure online experience for everyone. Well folks, that's it for our whirlwind tour of LinkedIn scams and how to avoid them. Remember, while LinkedIn can be a valuable tool for networking and professional development, it's important to be aware of the risks and take steps to protect yourself. Stay vigilant, be skeptical, and always remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Unless it's this YouTube channel, of course. We're genuinely fantastic, and we definitely won't try to sell you a timeshare in a swamp. Thanks for watching. Stay safe on LinkedIn, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.